At 65, broke and rejected 1,009 times, Colonel Sanders built a billion-dollar empire. Sara Blakely turned $5,000 into $1 billion without a single fashion degree. What do they know that you don't? This is the Underdog Code. Welcome to Prodigy in Motion. We glorify success stories, but the truth is, most of the world's most iconic wins were born out of rejection, humiliation, and near failure.
Don't say the world is just against me. That's not true. I taught myself to read and write. I've had 5 books published. I've raised 5 children. I've buried a mother, father, sister, brother, wife, and daughter.
This video uncovers how the biggest underdogs flipped their rock-bottom moments into rocket fuel for greatness. By the end, you'll see that success isn't about luck or privilege, but pattern recognition. Sara Blakely was selling fax machines door to door when she got a wild idea one night. What if pantyhose didn't have feet? At 2 a.m., she grabbed scissors and cut the feet off her own pair. That's how Spanx was born. She pitched her idea to manufacturers. Every single one said no. She kept going. Her breakthrough came in a Neiman Marcus bathroom stall, where she literally modeled her product for a buyer. 1 week later, Spanx hit shelves. First year revenue, $4 million. Pause for a second. What's something that frustrates you every single day? That irritation might just be your billion-dollar idea.
Failure for me became not trying versus the outcome. So many people don't take risks for fear of failure. They don't start the business, they don't go create the art they want to create, or they don't go try out to be in the play, or whatever it is, for the fear of failure. And once you redefine that for yourself and realize the failure is just not trying, then life opens up to you in many ways.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Sylvester Stallone had 106 rejection letters before a single studio said yes. He was so broke, he sold his dog for $25 just to buy food. Then he wrote Rocky in 3 days. Studios wanted the script, but not him. They offered $360,000 if he'd let another actor play the lead. He refused. He wanted to live the underdog story. Eventually, a studio caved, giving him $35,000 in permission star. After Rocky was released, it made $225 million. And Stallone? He bought his dog back for $15,000. Rule 2 of the Underdog Code is to bet everything on your version of a story. Wait, think about your biggest no. What if that rejection wasn't punishment, but preparation?
Had like $106 in the bank, and like I said, I had to sell my dog, and things were not looking very, very good. My $40 car had just blown up, so I was taking a bus to work. Again, symbolically, at the very end of our lives, if we can still say, you know, we were never humbled, we were knocked down, but we got up, and I can say I lived life with integrity, and I took all the blows, and I still prevailed. I think that's a good epitaph to anyone, and that's what I tried to capture in this film. But more importantly, You can't be alone. To really succeed, no man really is an island. When you find the right components in your life, the right people go with you, then you feel as though you're invincible.
Colonel Sanders, did your chicken make you a wealthy man?
Well, fairly. After I started franchising, I started franchising when I was 66 years old. Now, that's an advantage again. Don't quit because you're 65, because you can do something quite worthwhile after that.
At 65, most people think of retirement. Colonel Sanders thought of chicken. After losing his restaurant, he packed his car with a pressure cooker, some spices, and a dream. He knocked on 1,009 doors before someone finally said yes. That's how KFC started. At an age when most people give up, he began again. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Privileged people rarely innovate. Comfort kills creativity. The best ideas come from desperation.
An empty apartment reveals silent struggles. Muted walls reflect a stripped life. Unpaid bills scatter, a testament to hardship. Each notice tells of worry and economic strain. This space paints a picture of despair.
In 2008, 3 broke designers couldn't pay rent. They noticed hotels were full during a local conference. So they inflated air mattresses and rented space in their apartment. That became Airbnb. When investors laughed them out of rooms 7 times, they sold cereal boxes labeled Obama O's and Captain McCain's to fund the company. It worked. That quirky move caught attention, and investors came back. Today, Airbnb is worth over $80 billion. Rule 4 is to exploit asymmetry. When you don't have money, you use creativity as your capital. So what's the underdog code? It's not magic. It's not talent. It's pattern mastery. Every underdog followed the same 4-step framework. 1. Turn frustration into innovation. 2. Own your story. 3. Let resilience multiply. 4. Exploit asymmetry. And every one of them started with nothing but belief. I started this channel with 0 subscribers, no team, no fancy studio, just a phone, and a belief that hidden success patterns could change lives. 128 subscribers later, I'm still the underdog. And that's my edge, because being underestimated is the most powerful weapon you'll ever have. Pause for 5 seconds. Think of one thing you've failed at recently. Now imagine using that exact failure as your next unfair advantage. Comment below, because when you write it down, you reclaim it. That's how underdogs rise. Here's what I didn't tell you. Every person in this video failed at least 3 times after their first success. The underdog code isn't about starting from nothing. It's about what you do when you're back at 0 again. That's the next video I'm making, the part of success nobody shows you. Subscribe so you don't miss it.